for fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, Easy Mutt. Use code VENOM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's good, guys? Venom Fire here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys what I think is the best pass defense in Madden 21. It's going to be a suffocating man coverage scheme. So man coverage, very good this year, but there's definitely some ways to beat it. There's man-beating formations, man-beating routes, man-beating plays that people are starting to catch up on. So I'm going to give you guys some tips, some setups so that you can run man coverage better, some abilities, and yeah, overall I think it's the best man coverage in the game. Let's go ahead, hop straight into it. First things first, we're actually going to adjust our zone drops. You can set your curl flats to around 20 yards and your flats to 5. Sometimes I even like to go down to 15. Really does depend on the formation, what your opponent's doing, but we'll leave them at 20 and 5. We can always adjust throughout the video. We're going to be running this out of 3-3-5 wide. We're going to audible though from 3-3-5 to 3-3-5 wide to get those safeties. So I can put safeties here. If I'm in 3-3-5 wide, I cannot sub in safeties. So that's the reason we're going to be audibling. We're going to be in the 4-6 defensive playbook. I think it's the best one to audible. You get all these formations and big nickel over G, pretty much anything you would need out of a defensive playbook. And yeah, the abilities we're going to be talking about and going over in this video are going to be one step ahead. Now, one step ahead, you guys have probably heard about it. We're going to be running some of those. So I went ahead and I traded over Stephon Gilmore. So we got him rocking today. We also got Jalen Ramsey over there. So we got two really good corners with this one step ahead ability. Now, these guys are pretty slow. Gilmore's 92 speed, I think. Ramsey's around 93. So they're going to get maybe burnt a little bit. There will be a little bit of separation. Even with the abilities, in Ultimate Team, you can get 97 speed, 99 speed, one step ahead. So you won't get burnt nearly as much. So you'll see they might get a little bit of separation in this video, but in real gameplay, they will not get burnt. Anyways, that's enough talking. Let's hop into the play. We're going to be running cover 2 man out of 3-3-5, then audibling to the cover 2 man in nickel 3-3-5 wide. We're going to be going up against Gun Trips tight end today. If you want a version of this where I go up against Gun Bunch, let me know. But yeah, we're going to go over some of the best Gun Trips tight end setups. With that being said, let's just go ahead, hop straight into it. Alright guys, here we are out on the field. You see we're in the 3-3-5. We got those two safeties out there. Again, I recommend getting 4 one step ahead. We only got 2, so it's not going to be as good. But again, you can get 3, 4, whatever you want. Again, you're going to get those 3 corners, and then you get a safety that you man up on the tight end. But yeah, let's just hop straight into it. So we're going to audible, like I mentioned. Just press that X or square button, D-pad to the left once, and then X or square again. You see those linebackers or safeties are going to come down in the box. This will help with run defense, but also put them in a better spot for the pass coverage. Now our first setup, we're just going to go ahead and press. Now I like to shift my line to the strong side or the wide side, which will be that left side. The next thing that you're going to actually do is we're going to put our right outside linebacker and our left outside linebacker or our safeties in zones. Now you can do this after or before you do a couple of adjustments, but basically what you would do is you're going to put them in a curl flat on the left and a hard flat on the right. So we'll do that, but first things first, we have to do a little coverage adjustment so that we can save time. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shade underneath. Now this is going to help them jam at the line of scrimmage. A lot of people want you to probably shade over the top so that you don't get burnt, but shading underneath is actually good. So we're going to shade underneath, and again, we got 99 speed corners in Mutt. We got 97 speed corners with the one step ahead. Getting burnt is not too badly, and we'll have safety help over the top. So again, we're going to shade underneath, then we're going to do our zone. So again, I'm going to put a curl flat on the left, and I'm going to put a hard flat on the right, just like this. Now you see we got our tight end not manned up. We have our user on our running back. That's not what we want. So what I'm going to do, man up B on A, just like this, and then just put my user on a blitz. Now with this free safety, I could do one of two things. I could actually leave him on his deep half right about here. And again, it depends on what your opponent's doing. Or I could put him in an inside third, which is usually what I will do. Put him in that inside third zone. And yeah, overall, this is going to be our coverage. You see we got a 5-yard zone drop on the right, 20 yards on the left. This will help with crossers, slants. Again, sometimes I like to go 15 on the left against trips. Again, every formation is different, but some of these concepts will still work against bunch or whatever. But yeah, so here's going to be our first setup. We got a 3-man rush. You see the running back's not manned up, but a lot of times in trips, it's either going to be a table route, which will be defended by the flats, wheel route, defended by the flats, or in our case, this delayed angle route on offense, which we can use pretty simply. That post route will be defended. Then also sometimes they go with like this corner route. So they're going to smart route the corner route, get a little baby corner route, something like this. But you will see everything's going to be defended. So yeah, we'll just set up right here. We will go ahead and snap the ball, and boom, I'm going to use our RB. Now you see Gronk gets a little bit of separation. That's why you want the one step ahead on your strong safety. That's a man-beating route. So he's going to get a little bit separation against a lower overall, slower, strong safety. Again, that's why you want one step ahead on your strong safety or the player that you plan on manning him up against. But again, I'll show it. You're going to audible, shift to the left, and then you're just going to press, shade underneath, put X on a little curl flat, put A on a hard flat, and blitz your user, put A in a inside third, and then put B in a man coverage. Now you could kind of position this guy in a little bit of different spots. You saw, because he was like so deep, he almost ran up and then he got burnt, so he had to go back. So I can even leave him deeper like this. I can kind of press him like this. But honestly, usually the tight end is going to be covered. If I switch setups, let's go with a PA shot post setup. Usually you will see something probably like this, I would assume. So here would be the setup that you're going to see. You got an S post, slant, crosser, flat, and then double flat, or running back flat. But yeah, here would be our setup. Again, you got that inside third, which will defend the S post, but he won't be burnt really. The slant should be defended pretty decently by Ramsey. It's going to be a faster receiver on a man-beating route, so he's going to get a little bit of separation. But yeah, you see the tight end, he's going to be defended. So we'll talk about defending tight end crossers a little bit more with our next adjustment. But yeah, here's a look at our setup. So flat's going to be defended well. Slant, look at the slant, defended pretty well. Crosser, and even if I shoot, I pressed the wrong button, but even if I throw this, you see we got really good coverage. That's a pretty slow corner, and you saw the inside third followed him all the way across. So the reason that I like the inside third so much, it will go all the way to the left side of the field and all the way to the right without having to deep half. I feel like it just covers more ground and is a little bit more effective. Again, you could use whatever zone you want, but overall, that zone follows routes pretty well. Even like streaks down the sideline, it can cover ground depending on your speed rating. But yeah, you saw the crosser defended well, slant defended well. I'll show the setup one more time really quickly, and then we'll hop into our next setup. Again, just audible. We're going to shift, we're going to press, shade underneath, and then we're going to put X on a curl flat, A on a hard flat, man up, B on A, and then put A in an inside third, blitz your user. So again, I'll go with this little curl flat setup. Let's go with a slant to crosser setup. Now, the real thing that will hurt you a little bit with these one step aheads is motion snapping. So sometimes if they motion snap, it can hurt you, but you will see Ramsey's going to pick up ground even on a slant route. So sometimes people even like put crossers, but Ramsey's going to get that cross man adjustment. Again, we're going to put A on streak, and you see he's going to defend it relatively well. We're going to use our RB. You see B's covered well, and even with corners that don't have one step ahead, even if you shade underneath, you're going to get pretty good coverage. So you see Scotty Miller was defended well by a slot corner that doesn't have the ability. But yeah, let's hop into some other circumstances. So other circumstances would be something like this. I could see happening where they would go B on a zig, X on a streak, Y on a post. They're going to motion Y over, and they have A on a crosser. So if they're hitting you with a crosser, post route, whatever a lot, we got a different adjustment. So again, we're going to audible, do our thing, but we're going to do some different stuff. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to flip two players basically. We're going to flip our strong safety and our left outside linebacker. So I'm going to press, I'm going to put X here in man coverage on A. We can actually cross man him. He's going to be a safety in Ultimate Team with 95 speed, like I recommend you guys get. So he's going to be able to do this well. Now, if it's a corner out, you're going to be in a little bit of a pickle, and you're probably going to have to go user it. But in X spot, you actually have your user open. So depending on what they do, you will have options to beat it. With A, we're going to put A in our curl flat, and then we have this player available. If I want help on that right side, I could leave him in that, or I could just inside third him like this. So here's our defense. You'll see that the coverage should be a little bit better here. We're going to motion Godwin over. Actually, I think I forgot to shade underneath, so we'll do that. And then we'll just put him in a zone. But yeah, let's go ahead and snap the ball. You see Gronkowski's covered pretty well for how slow and how low overall that player is. The thing you have to worry about on the right side, as you saw got open there, is going to be the bounce off. As one of my D linemen is doing the mannequin challenge. Don't know why he's doing that, but you got to love EA Sports, am I right? But your big worry is going to be that right sideline, because you see the inside third can only cover post routes from left to right. It can't necessarily cover those. So yeah, but crossers will be defended well. Really, your biggest worry would be like a wheel route. So overall, since we're not manning up the running back, that's going to be your biggest concern. But yeah, you see the crosser, it would be defended well. Again, this is a 70 overall safety. The Rams don't have too much safety depth. But yeah, I'll show that setup a couple more times here. Shift left, press, shade underneath, man up X on A, and then we're going to go ahead, put A in a hard flat, and we're going to put a safety in a curl flat, B in an inside third, and blitz your user. Just like this, again, we'll run this X spot setup. I could even go with this setup against a PA shot post setup. So if I wanted to, I could go boom, 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 just like this kind of a setup. Here we go. So even this would be defended relatively well. You see the slants pretty clamped up. Even that deeper post, we got our inside third coming. Running backs defended, so everything's defended relatively well with this setup. So pretty much just mixing these two ups. Again, you're going to have tells. So if he motions a receiver from left to right, he's probably putting him on a crosser. If he's not, he's probably having that tight end on a corner route. So right when you see motion, I recommend kind of flipping all those zones, doing those quick adjustments. Because if not, if you just come out and man up that left outside linebacker on the tight end, he's going to obviously be open. You're going to have to kind of user it and then come back. But yeah, we'll show that one more time. Then we'll call it a video. Press, shade underneath, X on A in a hard flat, A in a curl flat, and B in an inside third. This is a pretty adjustment heavy video, but it's a complicated man coverage scheme. Let's even go with like a PA counter go. So I'll go with something, I don't know, like this, where I could see something like this happening. Who knows? Maybe Y on a zig, but we'll motion over. You see A is going to be defended really, really well there. The crosser gets a little bit of separation. That's because we don't have one step ahead right there, but overall you see the coverage pretty well downfield. And yeah, it's pretty much going to do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and peace. I'm out of here.